Hey, this is Buck Baskin with AdultBibleStudyCurriculum.com, and just wanted to make your small groups and your Bible study groups the most effective that they can be, and just you have the best time you can teaching. We want to offer you some training along with the curriculum and resources we're giving you, and in this first lesson here, where we're gonna in this section where we focus in on you as a teacher. This lesson's simple, but honestly, it was one of the toughest ones that I ever had to learn as a teacher of adult Bible study curriculum. And that is the idea that less is more. Now, this may seem backwards in our world and in so many things we do, but I think you'll see why it's true and why it's something important that we grasp. So, when I'm talking about the fact that less is more, here's what I mean. You do not have to talk the whole time. I love teaching. I love being in front of people. I love getting to share. I get so excited when I'm studying under the week and have God speaking to me and have all these wonderful ideas that I want to kind of throw out there and this knowledge that I want to pass on. And honestly, a lot of times lessons, there's a lot of knowledge to pass on and it feels like there's not enough time. Well, regardless of all of that, you do not have to talk the whole time. And in fact, I probably should have put this a little differently. You should not talk the whole time. You have to let other people be involved. If you were just talking the entire time, people aren't learning. Okay, as great of a teacher as you may be, even the best teacher in the whole world, people need to be doing more in order to learn and to take in and soak in all the knowledge that's happening and to experience that life change and to go out and live differently. So you must not dominate the entire discussion and take up the whole time. Now, having said that, it's like I said, it's not easy. There's some strategies though that you can use to help you come about this. Now, the biggest thing is it just takes practice. It takes time. It takes you being intentional about telling yourself, okay, I need to let go. I need to stop a little bit. I need to, stop talking and let someone else be involved. But there's a few things that I found that if I work into my lessons and make these specific times a part of our study together, then I don't have to think about it as much. Now I just know I've got this 10, 15, 5-minute block where I am not going to be talking and they're going to be involved. One of the ways you can do this is to open the floor up for discussion. Just ask an open-ended question. What do you think about this? How do you feel? Do you agree or disagree? They're in a hypothetical situation. And the great thing about this is it gets people talking, and a lot of times you'll learn, and you'll hear something from someone else, or maybe they'll say something and you realize, oh, I need to cover this again. Maybe they misunderstood what I meant, and you make sure that they're fully grasping the truth that you're trying to share. And this is huge, especially in teaching adults. They're wise, smart people. They need to talk. They need to be involved. And a lot of times as people are talking it out, they're taking ownership of what's going on. And especially in these hypothetical situations you might throw out, they're learning how to take the knowledge they're gaining and turn it into actual action that they can live out. So opening the floor for discussion is a great way to get everyone else talking and to get you talking less. The second thing you can do is break them up into small groups. If you already have a smaller group, that's fine. See if you can break them up into groups of 2 or 3. But let them sort of take over the discussion. Just have some questions they can read. Or maybe let them take part of the lesson and dig into the scriptures, and then they come back and they share what they found, and you can just fill in the gaps. It can be hard because you're having to let loose of the reins and give up some of your time, but this is vital for them to get to learn, for your group to be the best that they can be, and honestly, like I said, for you to learn too, because we don't know everything, and there are things that people have through their experience and through their study that they can share with us. The last thing that you can do is that you can use media. Now, this one's tough depending on the resources you have and where your Bible study meets. But media is, PowerPoints, but more like videos and music and audio and things like that. And like I said, this involves you being able to have a TV or a DVD player, maybe a computer that's showing video or a projector. And a lot of churches don't have this type of resources at their disposal. And so if you don't, you need to be careful here. But there may be ways you can do this. Even if it's going online, you download a podcast, you put it on your iPod or something and connect some speakers, and you can play things that way. And maybe it's a podcast of either, a Christian author or pastor, or, or maybe a non-Christian who's been on the news and has said something that's kind of thought-provoking and could spark discussion. But if they're using that media while people are listening, it's enacting all their senses, it's getting different learning styles involved, and again, you're not talking as much. So media is another option, but like I said, it depends on your resources, and we'll devote another lesson into just how you can use media in your Bible studies. So remember, less is more. Okay? When you're teaching, and as great as a teacher as you may be, you can't dominate and talk the whole time. You have to let other people get involved in the discussion and get involved in the lesson and talk things out together so that they can take ownership of the truth that you're trying to share and then they can go live it out. So the next time you teach and as you prepare for your next lesson, keep this in mind and look for ways that you can teach less, listen more, and get others involved.